Because if you're just a freelancer and it's just you, then you're going project by project by project. And yeah, you maybe when you're starting on Fiverr, maybe when you're starting to find the initial clients, yes, you take some small jobs. But if you're still there after a year or two and you're not working on bigger projects as part of a team with other partners, either they're team members you hire, or it's people you partner with, or it's another bigger agency that subs the work to you, subcontracts it to you. You know, they charge $10,000 and then they pay you $5,000, but they have the relationship, something like that. That's how you're going to grow. That's why I know we can create 1 million jobs here. I see the sign out there where Rihan wants to create $1 trillion economy in Pakistan. Do you guys believe that's possible?
Yes.
Yes.
It could be $1 billion right in this room. $1 billion of value.
10 billion.
If anybody is trying to opening a startup in the Pakistan, how you can support us?
We have enough support right here. Now, so I know Shahrukh is the 500 startups, right?
Yeah.
My friend David actually created 500 startups 20 years ago.
I'm a follower of David.
Yeah. He and I go way back. Yeah, before he got canceled, he and I were good friends. We were hanging out in Boulder, Colorado. He was smoking weed, all these kinds of things. But the reason why David Cohen and other folks that were in like Y Combinator and other places that we've taught were able to grow wasn't because they had the best ideas, wasn't because they had the best founders. You know what they had?
Best team.
They had the best team and the best support network. Yeah, always, right? So the group, the power here, when any one person has a problem, then there's a team of other people. Someone else will be able to solve that problem beyond your, no matter how smart you are, someone else will, the team will always be smarter.
I don't know.
Yeah. So I don't view other people as competitors. So I started off, 15 years ago as positioning myself as the Facebook ads guy, right? I argued with Mark Zuckerberg on TV. I've spent $1 billion on Facebook ads. I've written books. I've spoken on stages about Facebook ads. So I could claim I'm very good at Facebook ads, right? But then I thought, that's not what I'm saying. It's not to say like I'm really good at Facebook ads. What that helped me do, and he understands, is that put me in a position to attract all the other people that wanted to do Facebook ads, not just the people that wanted to hire for Facebook ads. So I had a friend who was in Israel, and he wanted to be really good at Facebook ads, and he was like trying to compete with me until one day at a conference I just told him, I said, Ari, you're the Facebook ads king. And I just said that. I said that at a conference, and he took that, and he was so proud. Then he wanted to put it on his website, and every time he spoke at a conference, he said, Dennis, you said, I'm the number one guy at Facebook ads, right? Dennis, you said that, right? And so I've been able to do that with a lot of other people in online advertising, and so that's helped create a community. So I never saw any of these other people as competitive. So Gavin technically has a PR firm, and our other friend Victoria technically has a PR firm, so they're competitors, right?
Yeah, the funny thing about this guy, so we're actually direct competitors. Like some clients that I've had before, like on paper, we are competition. But the thing is, the only real competition is literally yourself. And it sounds cheesy, I promise you it's true. There is literally so many people who want like PR, who want Facebook ads, or who want whatever it is. And if you can just focus on helping them instead of competing with Dennis or competing with Victoria, focus on the client, the person you're serving. How can you add more value?
Yeah.
Literally, when you're focusing on someone else, you're hurting your energy and focus towards, instead of trying to help the client that you're serving. Because if you can help them more, you can get paid more. Mm-hmm. But if I think, how can I do better than Dennis on this, then I'm competing against him. I have the wrong focus. Yeah. I want to help the client more, right? I don't want to have something extra that Dennis doesn't have if it doesn't actually help. Right? So it's all about focusing on the client. That's what even Jeff Bezos from Amazon always talks about, is being client-centric. He says that Amazon is the most customer-centric company on the planet.
Yeah.
So, and to that same point too, and your question as well, I believe the question was, how can you support us in that journey, right? What I'd say is find those people. Again, the first step is environment. So you got to find the people who essentially are a few steps ahead of you in whatever skills you're trying to learn, and then ask them in your own mind, what can I do for this person? How can I add value to this person? Instead of how can this person help me? Okay, you already know that they're in a position that you'd like to be in, so inherently there's something they can do that's valuable. But it's like, how can I help them and provide value to them? Because that's the mindset shift that changes everything.
Yeah.
everyone out here is trying to take because it's like, oh my gosh, I need this, I need. It's coming from a place of scarcity and a mindset of scarcity. If you can switch that to how can I help, now you're operating from abundance.
Yeah.
And it sounds woo-woo. I promise you, it's one of those things that you won't see the results of until you do it. And because I thought the same thing when I heard this, I was like, oh yeah, whatever, like. But then when I actually did it, it changed everything. So, yeah. I don't know if you have anything to add to that, Dennis,
Yeah.
but I know we had a question in the back now.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello, both of you.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to Pakistan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm learning data marketing, which is near to me.
Okay.
Right. I am following both of you, and I want to know that I'm as a new buyer, right? How can I show my availability among all the huge data marketers or among all the companies, as I'm a very small and a new buyer? So how can I boost my availability among all those internationally and nationally? And also I want to know that you are required of data marketers in Pakistan, you are hiring. What are your requirements that how I can apply and I want to work?
Good question.
That's a great question. Yeah.
Great question.
So that's just like saying, I want to be a doctor. But how many different kinds of doctors are there? Heart doctors, lung doctors, brain doctors, foot doctors,
Wow.
right? Nose doctors. So digital marketer, well,
Social media marketing, focusing on social media marketing platforms are Facebook and Instagram.
okay. So there's 3 ways that you can specialize, which I think only one is really worth doing. So what most people do is they'll say, I specialize in a tool or subject. I specialize in Instagram or Pinterest or WordPress or Canva or whatever it is. And that's an easy, common way to specialize first because naturally you want to learn a tool and be able to say that you're certified. And most of the tool companies have a certification. So I'm HubSpot certified, I'm ClickFunnels certified, right? But the trouble with that is it puts you as a freelancer where there's hundreds of thousands of other people that do the exact same thing, and thus there's a ceiling on how much money you can make because there's always all these other people that can do the same thing for less. So I don't believe that tool specialization is really the right choice. The second, but also a flawed specialization, is a geography. It's saying, I'm a digital marketing agency in Austin, Texas. Well, maybe there's not as much competition in Austin, but just because you're in Austin or Islamabad or Karachi, how is it any different than a digital marketer in some other city, right, in the world? I would argue that it really isn't. And we do clients all over the world, right? In fact, most of the clients that we have are not in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
They're not. It has nothing to do. Like, if I wanted to rank #1 on Google for Las Vegas digital marketing, I probably could do that within a few weeks. But it would be a complete waste of time. So the geographical specialization is almost as bad as the tool specialization. The actual specialization that you want, and I know you're new, you're just getting going, you want to get exposure, is a vertical, an industry specialization. So you do this for, personal injury attorneys. You do it for real estate agents. You do it for a particular type of business because if you show that you can drive results for a chiropractor, right? Or even more specifically, a chronic pain massage therapist, right? Not just a massage therapist, but a chronic pain massage therapist, then you know so much about the business that if you leverage any of the things you know about digital marketing and you can drive the business result, meaning more leads and sales in that vertical, you're going to be able to win. If you say Instagram and social media marketing, there's so many companies that are on Instagram, I wouldn't even touch that. So if I'm telling you that I have a lot of expertise in social media marketing, I wouldn't even do that. I don't think I could win. If I don't think I can win, you probably can't win. You agree with me on that? So I would choose a vertical. It could be garage door owners, right? It could be people that do decorative concrete, right? It could be plumbers. But I would choose one. I would choose one particular industry. Focus on industry, and even if you're not necessarily the best digital marketer for lawn care specialists, at least increase the perception that you focus on just lawn care companies is enough to cause lawn care companies to choose you. And if you have one that you've done it with, or you partner with someone else and they allow you to get expertise in that area, then you're building relationships in that one area. So if you take these random clients to do Instagram marketing and they're all in completely different industries, You know, one of them is an e-commerce company, one of them's a nonprofit, another's a restaurant. What is in common between any of them? Nothing. So you do something for a restaurant, and then someone else comes in and they have an e-commerce for like women's clothing or something, right? There's no connection. But if you do 3 companies that are real estate agents, and then another real estate agent sees this, they'll say like, yeah, she can do this. I already saw she did this for 3 real estate agents. She can do it for 30 real estate agents. And then bring in all your other friends to be able to service that. Yeah.
Cost of templates.
Yeah.
You spoke about that also.
Yeah.
To create templates and do that for
The
lot of
templates,
people.
meaning it's repeatable.
Repeatable.
So if, I don't mean to pick on you, but this is a great example. Let's say you do Instagram marketing. You're like, you know, instead of social media marketing, I'm going to specialize in Instagram. In fact, I'll do Instagram Reels. Okay, maybe you can, but can you repeat that? Can you repeat the business result across a completely different range of industries? You can't. So that's a very common mistake we see, especially among freelancers, and agencies make the same mistake. You see what I mean?
Yes, sir, but right now I'm focusing only on real estate agency. As you
That's
said.
great.
As
Guess
you
what?
said,
We're
I'm
hiring
studying
lots of
something
people to do
from
real
other
estate.
companies,
Yeah.
only for the real estate.
Yes. Yeah, well then you should qualify to see
I
if you
got a
work on a
client from
team.
Taha town, Karachi as well.
Okay.
And we are discussing something
Okay.
about to work together.
Yeah, we need to hire 20 more people that can do real estate marketing. We have a whole training on how we do it. So you should check it out. It's Justin Martin, Justin Martin. And we have, right now we're starting with only 12 real estate agents, but we have 200 real estate agents that want to be in this program. So if you get qualified, you could not only come in, but then bring in everyone else who gets qualified too. You can go through the training that we have and show that you can pass the quiz and submit the exercises. Then we'll hire you. And then move up to different levels.
How can I apply, sir?
Go to blitzmetrics.com and then click on VA and Pakistan, and then you'll see the different jobs that are there. Yeah. Awesome, thank you.
Sir, please repeat.
What's that?
Sir, repeat.
Blitzmetrics.com. BLITCMETRICS.com. Yeah, or just Google me and see the company that I work at. You'll find it there.
Search Dennis Yu Facebook group and digital marketing with Dennis Yu in the Google.
Yeah, we have a Facebook group,
find
26,000 people in there. Yeah.
Yeah. And one last thing I'll say, and then I got your question as well. Let's say that, you, for whatever reason, like this whole thing with Dennis didn't exist. The principles that we talk about still apply. Who is going to hire me? Find that person first. And then how can I reach out to them and add value to them? And now you're talking with them one-on-one, right? So, when you get them on that podcast, like, hey, I'd love to get you featured in Medium, whatever. Actually, I'd love to interview you for that. You get them on there, and now you have an opportunity at the end of that to say, just to let you know. And there's better ways to do this, but you can do it, especially if you're starting out. But you can say, hey, just to let you know, do you know anyone who would be, and this is what I always like to say, I don't ask them, hey, do you want to hire me to do real estate marketing for Instagram? I would say, do you know anyone who wants to do real estate marketing for Instagram? That's what or for whatever niche, right? That's what I specialize in. And you say, if you're starting out, of course, you just want to get the experience, you can say, and the cost is only blank, right? Whatever it is, and they may be like, oh, actually, I'd be interested, And that's a really good way of asking them without making it seem like super pushy and salesy. Just as a side note, but clearly what Dennis says is super relevant.
You got to build those connections. So all you guys have your cell phone, which is how you're going to build connections. I want you guys to all go to Twitter. And then I want you to go look up Gavin Lira, GAVIN_LIRA. And go follow him. And if you follow him now, then we'll follow you back.